Hi, this is Rachel, and we're going to look at simplifying expressions with algebraic terms, or we can also refer to this as collecting like terms. So we have two things to simplify here, and they both look long and horrible, and so we're going to make them look a lot simpler. So let's start with this top one. So when we are collecting like terms, we can collect together terms that have the same letter and have the same index. So remember, these little numbers here are indices, the singular is index. And so we need to pay attention to those as well as the letter. So I like to use colours for this. So I have some colours here. I may grab some more if necessary. But the first thing I do is I circle all of the terms I can group. So let's have a look at this first one. So I'm going to put them in boxes. There we go. So I've got 4x in this lovely green box. Do I have any other x terms? So I've got an x squared here, but this isn't a squared. So I can't collect these together because the index is different. The indices are different. However, this is a 9x, so I can collect that. So it's just a plain x. And that's it. So I've got those two in green. The next thing I'm going to do, get a different colour. Let's go with this purple. And I'm going to do my y squareds. So you'll notice that I'm also boxing the sign in front, and so that will help us figure out whether we need to add or subtract these terms when we are simplifying them. So I like to do that. So we've got 3y squared there. Have I got any more y squareds? Yes, I do, over here. There we go. And then my last is just this x squared by itself, so I'm going to put this in this light blue. Perfect. So now I'm going to rewrite this, but with the colours next to each other, if this makes sense. So I'm going to take my greens first. So I've got 4x and then plus 9x. So the two things in green boxes. Then I'm going to do my blue box. It doesn't really matter which order you do this in. And then I'm going to do my purple box. So there we go. So I've just rearranged that so they're all grouped by colour. So now I need to do 4x plus 9x. So that is 4 lots of x plus 9 lots of x, which gives me a total of 13 lots of x. I sometimes like to think of these as fruits. So for example, x may be an apple. So I may be doing 4 apples. That's a terrible apple. Plus 9 apples. And therefore I know that I've got 13 apples. And because I replaced that x with an apple, I can just straight off replace the apple now with an x to give me that 13x. Okay. Then I've got my minus x squared. Now I'm not actually doing anything with that because it's by itself, so I'm just going to write it out like that. But now I'm on to my purples. So again, I could replace these with fruits. So I could have, instead of y squared, I could have 3 bananas. Let's go with bananas. A lovely purple banana, there we go. So 3 bananas, because it's 3 lots of y squared, so it's 3 bananas, plus 2 lots of y squared, so that's 2 bananas. There we go, so 3 bananas plus 2 bananas gives me 5 bananas. And therefore I can just substitute back in that y squared. So I took it out to give me a banana, so I'll just pop it back in where that banana is. And if you're more comfortable doing it this way, absolutely do. You don't have to think of it in these terms, of course, if you prefer to. That's not a problem. So now I have this lovely simplified version. Now some places will ask you to put it in a certain order. So they like to have it in alphabetical order with the highest indices first. So if I was going to do that, and it's not necessary, it doesn't actually change the meaning, I would have my earliest letter in the alphabet first, which is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y. So X comes before Y. I know, I have to recite my alphabet in order to do it, I apologise. So my X comes first, and my highest index, my highest order comes first. So it's minus X squared, then plus 13x, because this is a positive, so it's a plus, and then my next letter, which is Y. There we go. And this, like I said, not absolutely necessary, but sometimes it's a useful thing to do. Okay, lovely. Now let's have a look at this next one. So I'm going to do exactly the same thing. So I'm going to start with my 3A in green. Do I have any more A's? That's an A squared. This is an A. You're an A cubed, you're an A squared. Oh, you're an A as well. And you're an A cubed. Okay, A's are done. How about A squareds? So plus 6A squared. You're an A cubed, you are an A squared. And yes, I talk to my equations like this. And that's a cubed again. And then I'll do my cubes, A cubes. Now I don't have any other letters in this. It's just got my A's, my A squareds, and my A cubes. So I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to write it out. So 3A minus 2A plus 20A, then plus 6A squared plus 3A cubed, A squared. So again, I'm just grouping my colours. Plus 10A cubed minus 2A cubed. There we go. So I've grouped my colours. And now I just do the same thing as I did before. I'm not going to substitute these with fruits this time, although if you prefer that, you absolutely can. So I've got 3A, take away 2A is A, plus 2A is 3A. Then I've got 6A squared plus 3A squared, so that's 9A squared. Ooh, I've just realised I've made a mistake. This is a 20A, isn't it? There we go. I bet you noticed that. I didn't, obviously. So this is a 20A. And so don't be afraid to make mistakes. But I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, hang on, that doesn't look right. Because I remember there being a bigger number. So that kind of troubleshooting is very useful. So I've got 20A here. So I'm going to redo this. So 3A minus 2A is A plus 20. So that's 21A. That's better. There we go. So 9A squared. Yes, you're correct. And then my last in purple. So I've got 10 minus 2. So that is 8A cubed. And again, if I was doing this following the order rule, then I'd want my cube first, then my squared, then my A's. So that is how we collect like terms or simplify horrible looking equations. And like I said, I like having colours. I like doing it this way. If you can do it in your head, that's absolutely fine. But even if you do, I like to sort of cross them off or underline them as I go. And be careful with these silly mistakes because they absolutely do happen. And it's not a problem if they do, as long as you catch them. So that is collecting like terms, and it is our second video in algebra.